Hello, so once again, we will continue on with our lesson on muscle anatomy. But before we proceed further, I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that like button. Muscles have different kinds of characteristics that makes it unique from the other tissues or the other systems of the body. First of all, when you call a muscle, the prefix that is associated with muscle pertains to sarco, which is also defined or described as the flesh. And you will encounter several anatomical terminologies that uses that particular prefix, such as when you call the cell membrane of the muscle, you call it the sarcolemma. When you call the structural unit of muscle tissue is called the sarcomere. The endoplasmic reticulum of muscle is called the sarcoplasmic reticulum, and so forth. So whenever we discuss muscle, they assume a very specific name, very specific names for some of its relevant structures. Okay, when we speak of the organs of the muscular system, only the skeletal muscle are considered to be the whole organs that makes up the muscular system. The cardiac as well as the smooth muscles are just considered as tissues and not entirely considered as a whole organ themselves. And these skeletal muscles, just like any organs of the body, will contain nervous tissues, blood vessels, and connective tissues. And as I have mentioned, uh, to be an organ, it needs to have a complete set of all the fundamental tissues. And therefore, mm, if you may ask, where is the epithelial tissues in muscles are, they will be found lining the walls of the blood vessels that supply blood to the muscles, and this would be the endothelium that lines the inner walls of the blood vessels. So, cardiac and smooth muscles are not organs but mere tissues of the heart and visceral organs, respectively. When attributing to body weight, half of the body's weight is muscle tissue, where skeletal muscle comprises around 40% in males and 32% in females, and cardiac muscle accounts for around 10%. Muscles perform different and various functions. They perform generally their main function is the generation of movements. And when we speak of movements, movement is accomplished in many ways, such as locomotion, enabling the organism to travel from one point to another, movement of substances in the body, such as one exhibited by peristalsis, and the other one the involving the pumping action of the heart that promotes blood circulation. Muscles also contribute to the stabilization of the position of the body. It maintains the right posture as well as keeping the body in what you may consider in healthy tone or in the ideal tone. Um, Muscles also control the volume of certain organs. That's why we have the sphincters that regulate the movement of substances from a particular organ going out. It is involved in the motion or movement of substances, different kinds of substances such as blood, lymph, urine, air, food, fluids, and even sperm or semen. And a very important contribution of the muscle is the generation of body heat, wherein it accounts for 80% of the body heat actually is attributed to muscle contraction. And this will involve both voluntary and involuntary contractions of the skeletal striated muscle. Okay, so what are the other characteristics of muscles? They are capable of being excited. uh, their electrical irritability, which is the ability of the skeletal muscle to respond to stimuli. And skeletal muscles do this because they have they have innervations or nerve supplies that provides the action potential for contractions to occur. So therefore, they also exhibit contractility, which is the ability to shorten. They also exhibit extensibility, wherein they could be stretched without incurring or without incurring tissue damage, and elasticity, their ability to return to the original shape after being extended.